What if I told you that most wrinkles on your face have very little to do with your actual age? It sounds unbelievable because we've been taught for decades that wrinkles are simply the price of getting older. That once they appear, they're permanent, something to hide, cover up, or accept. But here's where it gets fascinating. Modern research is revealing a completely different story. In fact, many dermatologists now agree that what we call aging skin is often something else entirely, something far more controllable. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered why your skin suddenly looks tired, lined, or older than you feel inside, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck with it. Because the truth is, your skin is constantly responding to what you do every single day. And when you change the signals you send your body, your skin can change surprisingly fast. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover why up to 99% of wrinkles may not be caused by age at all, and what simple shifts can start visibly smoothing your skin in as little as 14 days. And once you understand this, you'll never look at your skin the same way again. What science really says about skin aging. Before we go any further, it's important to understand that this isn't hype, and it's not another cosmetic trend. This is grounded in decades of dermatology research and what scientists now call the difference between intrinsic aging and extrinsic aging. Intrinsic aging is the natural process, your genetics, the slow passage of time. But here's the part most people never hear. Studies from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the Mayo Clinic show that intrinsic aging accounts for only a small fraction of visible skin changes. The majority, what you actually see in the mirror, is driven by extrinsic factors. That means environment, lifestyle, and daily habits. In simple terms, your skin reflects how you live far more than how long you've lived. This is why two people of the same age can look dramatically different. One may have deep lines and sagging skin, while the other appears smooth and vibrant. The difference isn't luck, it's exposure and behavior over time. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Skin isn't a static organ. It's biologically active, constantly repairing, regenerating, and adapting. Research in longevity science, even studies inspired by populations in Okinawa, shows that when the body is given the right conditions, it shifts into repair mode. Collagen production can improve. Hydration levels can rebound. Inflammation can decrease. And when those internal processes change, your skin begins to reflect it from the outside. So instead of asking, "How old is my skin?" a better question is, "What is my skin responding to right now?" Because once you change that response, you change everything you see in the mirror. The hidden cause, number 1, chronic dehydration at the cellular level. Let's start with something that sounds almost too simple to matter, yet it may be one of the biggest drivers of wrinkles you see every day. Dehydration. Not just the kind where you feel thirsty, but something deeper, something happening at the cellular level. Your skin is made up of cells that rely heavily on water to maintain their shape, structure, and elasticity. When those cells are properly hydrated, they stay plump, smooth, and resilient. Light reflects evenly off the surface, and your skin looks firm and youthful. But when hydration drops, even slightly, those same cells begin to shrink. And here's where the real surprise comes in. According to dermatology research, often discussed in institutions like Mayo Clinic, this subtle shrinkage can exaggerate fine lines almost instantly. What looks like a wrinkle may actually be a temporary collapse in skin volume. That's why you can wake up one morning looking noticeably more lined, and then, on another day, your skin seems smoother without any obvious reason. It's not random. It's hydration. But here's what most people overlook. Drinking water alone is not enough. Your body has to retain that water at the cellular level, and this depends on minerals, especially electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Without them, water passes right through your system without fully reaching your skin. This might sound simple, but the science is remarkable. When hydration is restored properly, meaning both water and electrolyte balance, skin cells begin to re-expand. In many cases, this can visibly soften fine lines within days. That's why some people notice their skin looking smoother after improving their diet, reducing caffeine, or increasing mineral intake, because they didn't just drink more water. They finally hydrated their skin from the inside out. And once you see that change happen, you realize something powerful. What you thought was aging might actually be thirsty. The hidden cause, number 2, sugar and collagen breakdown. Now here's one of the most overlooked reasons your skin may be aging faster than it should, and it's sitting right on your plate. Sugar. And I'm not just talking about obvious sweets. I'm talking about the everyday foods that quietly spike your blood sugar. White bread, processed snacks, sugary drinks, even many healthy packaged foods. Because inside your body, sugar doesn't just provide energy. It can also trigger a process called glycation. Here's where it gets fascinating. Glycation happens when excess sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins, especially collagen and elastin, the very fibers that keep your skin firm, smooth, and youthful. Over time, this creates harmful compounds that scientists refer to as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. And according to research, often discussed in places like Harvard Medical School, these AGEs make collagen stiff, brittle, and far more likely to break down. In simple terms, your skin loses its ability to bounce back. This is why high sugar intake is strongly linked to sagging skin, deeper wrinkles, and a dull, uneven texture. But the real surprise? This process can start affecting your skin much earlier than you think. Even people in their 30s and 40s can develop visible signs of glycation damage without realizing it. And unlike some other causes, this one compounds quietly over time. Day after day, meal after meal. But here's the hopeful part. When you reduce sugar and stabilize your blood glucose levels, your body begins to slow this damage almost immediately. In fact, some studies suggest that lowering glycation can help preserve existing collagen and improve skin elasticity over time. People often notice their skin looking clearer, firmer, and more even within just a couple of weeks. Not because they added something expensive, but because they removed what was silently breaking their skin down. So if you've been focusing only on creams and treatments, But ignoring what's happening inside your bloodstream, this could be the missing piece that changes everything. The hidden cause, number 3, sleep damage you can see on your face. Let me ask you something simple. Have you ever had a few nights of poor sleep and then looked in the mirror and thought, "What happened to my face?" Your skin looks dull. Lines appear deeper. There's puffiness, uneven tone, and somehow you look years older overnight. That's not your imagination. That's biology. Because while you sleep, your body shifts into one of the most important phases for skin repair. Blood flow to the skin increases, damaged cells are replaced, and collagen production ramps up. It's essentially your body's built-in overnight renewal system. And when that process is disrupted, your skin pays the price almost immediately. Research highlighted by organizations like the Mayo Clinic shows that poor sleep quality is directly linked to increased signs of skin aging, including fine lines, reduced elasticity, and slower recovery from daily stresses. But here's where it gets even more interesting. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, a key driver of tissue repair, including the rebuilding of collagen. At the same time, cortisol, your primary stress hormone, drops to its lowest levels. Now imagine the opposite. When you don't sleep well, cortisol stays elevated. And cortisol has a destructive effect on your skin. It breaks down collagen, increases inflammation, and interferes with hydration balance. So instead of repairing overnight, your skin is actually being worn down. And this might sound surprising, but even 1 or 2 nights of poor sleep can make wrinkles appear more pronounced. Not because your skin suddenly aged, but because it didn't get the chance to recover. The good news? This is one of the fastest things you can fix. When you start getting consistent, high-quality sleep, just 7 to 8 hours, your skin begins to bounce back quickly. Many people notice improved tone, smoother texture, and reduced fine lines within days. Because you're not adding anything artificial. You're simply allowing your body to do what it was designed to do all along. And once that repair cycle is restored, your skin starts catching up with you again. The hidden cause, number 4, sun exposure, even indoors. Now, this next one might completely change how you think about your daily environment. Because when most people hear sun damage, they picture long days at the beach or being out under intense sunlight. But the truth is far more subtle and far more constant. Your skin is exposed to ultraviolet radiation almost every single day, even when you're indoors. Here's where it gets fascinating. 2 main types of UV rays affect your skin. UVB, which causes sunburn, and UVA, which penetrates deeper into the skin. And while glass blocks most UVB rays, it does not effectively block UVA. That means if you're sitting near a window, driving in your car, or working in a bright room, your skin is still being exposed. And according to research widely discussed in dermatology circles, including studies referenced by Harvard Medical School, UVA exposure is one of the leading causes of premature skin aging, often called photoaging. This type of damage breaks down collagen and elastin over time, leading to wrinkles, sagging, and uneven pigmentation. But here's the real surprise. This damage doesn't happen all at once. It builds slowly, silently, day after day. You don't feel it. You don't see it immediately. But over months and years, it shows up on your face. And in many cases, what people believe is natural aging is actually accumulated sun exposure. There's even a well-known pattern dermatologists point out. People who spend a lot of time driving often have more pronounced aging on one side of their face. Same age, same genetics, different exposure. The hopeful part is this. When you begin protecting your skin consistently using broad-spectrum sunscreen, limiting direct exposure, even being mindful of window light, you dramatically slow this process. And in some cases, when combined with proper hydration and nutrition, your skin can begin to repair some of that damage. The tone becomes more even. Fine lines soften. Skin starts to look calmer, healthier, because once again, your skin isn't jiggling. It's responding to what it's exposed to every single day. The hidden cause, number 5, stress hormones and skin aging. Now here's the one most people feel but rarely connect to their skin. Stress. Not just the emotional kind you notice, but the constant low-level pressure your body carries every day. Because when you're stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. And in short bursts, cortisol is helpful. It keeps you alert, focused, and ready to respond. But when stress becomes chronic, cortisol stays elevated. And that's where the damage begins. According to research frequently discussed by institutions like the Mayo Clinic, prolonged high cortisol levels have a direct impact on your skin's structure. It breaks down collagen, reduces your skin's ability to retain moisture, and increases inflammation throughout the body. In simple terms, it accelerates visible aging. This is why periods of high stress often show up on your face. You may notice deeper lines, dullness, breakouts, or a sudden loss of that healthy glow. But here's the part most people overlook. Stress doesn't just affect your skin directly, it also disrupts everything else we've talked about. It interferes with sleep. It increases sugar cravings. It affects hydration balance. So even if you're doing everything right on the surface, chronic stress can quietly undo your progress. And this might sound surprising, but your skin is often one of the first places stress becomes visible. The real surprise? When you lower stress, even slightly, your skin begins to respond almost immediately. Simple practices like deep breathing, walking, spending time outdoors, or even just improving your daily routine can reduce cortisol levels. And when that happens, your body shifts out of survival mode and back into repair mode. Inflammation drops. Hydration improves. Collagen breakdown slows. And gradually, your skin starts to look softer, calmer, and more balanced. Because at the end of the day, your skin isn't separate from your life. It's a reflection of how your body feels on the inside. The 14-day skin reset protocol. What to start doing today. Now that you understand what's really driving most wrinkles, the question becomes simple. What can you actually do about it? Because knowledge without action changes nothing. And this is where everything comes together. What I'm about to share isn't complicated. It's not expensive. and it doesn't rely on miracle products or invasive treatments. Instead, it's based on one powerful idea. If your skin is responding to damage, you can change the response. Over the next 14 days, your goal is to shift your body into repair mode as consistently as possible. It starts the moment you wake up. Hydration becomes your first priority. Not just drinking water, but supporting it with minerals so your cells can actually use that water. Many people notice that when they begin their day properly hydrated, their skin already looks more refreshed by midday. Then comes nutrition. Reducing sugar and processed foods isn't about restriction, it's about protection. Each time you avoid a spike in blood sugar, you're preventing further collagen damage. And when you replace those foods with whole, nutrient-rich options, your body begins to rebuild what was lost. Sleep becomes non-negotiable. 7 to 8 hours of quality rest is where the real transformation begins. This is when your skin repairs, regenerates, and restores its natural balance. Miss this step and everything else becomes less effective. Protection is just as important as repair. Daily use of broad-spectrum sun protection, even indoors, prevents ongoing collagen breakdown. Think of it as stopping the leak while you're trying to refill the tank. And finally, stress. You don't need to eliminate it completely, that's unrealistic. But reducing it, even slightly, sends a powerful signal to your body that it's safe to repair again. Here's what's fascinating. When you combine all of these changes, your body doesn't respond slowly, it responds quickly. Within just a few days, many people notice their skin looking more hydrated and even. By the end of 2 weeks, fine lines can appear softer, tone becomes more balanced, and that tired look begins to fade. Not because you reversed time, but because you removed the things that were accelerating it. And once that shift happens, your skin starts working with you instead of against you. Number 1. Most powerful habit. The collagen rescue trigger. Now, after everything we've covered, hydration, sleep, sugar, sun exposure, stress, there's one habit that quietly amplifies all of them. One shift that signals your body to not just protect your skin, but actively rebuild it. And it might not be what you expect. It's protein timing. More specifically, giving your body the right building blocks for collagen consistently every single day. Because here's the truth most people miss. Your body cannot maintain firm, smooth skin without the raw materials it needs to rebuild collagen. And collagen isn't just something you lose with age. It's something your body is constantly trying to produce. But here's where it gets fascinating. Collagen production depends heavily on amino acids, especially glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, along with key nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and copper. Without these, your body simply cannot repair the structural framework of your skin effectively. And this is why many people follow healthy routines but still struggle with sagging or fine lines. They're missing the building blocks. Research discussed in longevity and nutritional science, often referenced by institutions like Harvard Medical School, shows that adequate protein intake plays a direct role in tissue repair, including skin regeneration. But timing matters too. When you provide your body with high-quality protein earlier in the day, and again consistently, it creates a steady supply of amino acids in your bloodstream. This allows your body to repair continuously instead of falling into a deficit. This might sound simple, but the results can be dramatic. Many people who increase their protein intake, especially from sources like eggs, fish, legumes, or collagen-rich broths, begin to notice firmer, more resilient skin within weeks. Because now, your body finally has what it needs to rebuild. And when you combine this with everything else we've talked about, hydration, sleep, reduced sugar, protection, stress control, something powerful happens. Your skin doesn't just stop getting worse, it starts getting better. Lines soften, elasticity improves. That healthy, natural glow begins to return. Because at that point, you're no longer fighting aging on the surface, you're activating repair from within. And once that process begins, it becomes very hard to stop. Your skin is not aging, it's responding. At this point, something should be very clear. Your skin is not simply aging in a fixed, uncontrollable way. It's responding. Responding to how you hydrate your body, responding to what you eat, responding to how well you sleep, how much stress you carry, and what you expose your skin to every single day. And once you truly understand that, everything changes. Because it means those lines, that dullness, that loss of firmness, they're not just a one-way process. They are signals. Signals that your body is out of balance and, more importantly, signals that can be shifted. This is why some people see noticeable changes in just 14 days. Not because they discovered a miracle product, but because they removed the silent damage and allowed their body to do what it was designed to do. Repair, renew, rebuild. And here's the most empowering part. You don't need perfection to see results. Even small, consistent changes, better hydration, less sugar, deeper sleep, daily protection, reduced stress, and proper nutrition can begin to transform how your skin looks and feels. So instead of asking, "How do I hide wrinkles?" start asking, "What is my skin asking for?" Because when you give your body the right signals, your skin doesn't just age better. It starts to look alive again. Subscribe now and discover the daily habits that keep your body young, strong, and wrinkle-free.